Hi, my name is Chelsea and today we'll be doing a quick walkthrough of the Geotab solution. When you first log in, the first page that you're going to see would be your product guide. So this is basically a user's manual. It will help to guide you through your self-learning and navigate through the page. You also have a resources tab in there which gives you additional learning information, learning resources such as videos, additional guides and so forth. Next, you can go on to the dashboard and this shows you your at-a-glance reporting. So you're going to be able to, based on the reports that you select and the information you want to see, customize your dashboard to see that data in graph form. These graphs, these reports are easily accessible and downloadable through Excel, where you can then customize the suite. When you go to your map, you'll be able to see all your vehicles at a glance in your fleet and the status of those vehicles. The vehicles that are driving, those that are stopped within zones, and those that are just stopped at random locations on the map. On the left pane, you'll also be able to see the trips of those vehicles, starting with the most recent vehicles that have driving activity, and from then you can go into pull trip history reports, assign drivers, edit the devices, set zones, anything like that. When you go into vehicles, you'll be able to see all your vehicles in your fleet, and you can click on any one of those vehicles to see the detailed information for each one of those vehicles. Odometer reading, engine hours for equipment, driver feedback, you can set those things up there as well. Driver feedback would represent the in-house audible alerts that the unit is able to send to drivers based on exceptions. So harsh cornering, harsh speeding, no seatbelt, things like that. You can set it up so the driver is reminded of that and is able to change that driving behavior immediately. Activity allows you to pull a collision reconstruction report, which would be an automatic report generated from any accident that takes place within your fleet. Once you select the different parameters you're looking at, so the vehicle, the time of the accident, the type of vehicle, you would then generate a report that looks like this, and it's going to show you where your vehicle has been impacted, a map view of exactly where the accident took place, speed data, so how fast your vehicle was driving at the point of the accident, RPM data, and accelerometer data. Something to note, accelerometer data also allows you to identify, based on the force that your vehicle was impacted with, how fast the vehicle that hit you was driving. You can also pull a risk management report, so you can narrow down this based on the exception rules that you are interested in, and then pull this report. You can also set up these reports to come to you automatically via email and show up on your dashboard, so you don't necessarily have to go into these tabs to see that information. Speed profile allows you to see essentially the speed profile of your vehicle. So how fast was your vehicle driving, where did it cross the speed limit at different points, things like that. And you can pull this for any one of your vehicles for any given period in your fleet. Driver congregation will allow you to identify if you have distribution vehicles, are they congregating at certain areas during specific lunch times or so forth, for long periods of time. So you'll be able to determine what is the efficiency level of your distribution fleet through this. Work hours, so you can set standard work hours for different times. So maybe you have different work hours for different days, and you can customize all that information and put it into the system so that when you pull a report, you can see how much time the vehicle is spent driving outside of work hours as compared to during work hours. Engine and maintenance shows you fault and diagnostic information. So you can pull a fault report and you'll be able to see, based on these thresholds, which ones are you particularly interested in, or if not all. So be alerted if something is off with any of your vehicles so that you can be proactive with servicing and maintenance. Fuel usage will allow you to identify which vehicles in your fleet burn more fuel than others. So the average usage of fuel for each one of those vehicles. You can also click on them and see fill-up information. So where did each one of these fill-ups occur, how much fuel was put into your gas tank, and so on. DVR will allow you to pull your inspections reports based on any inspections that has been done for your fleet. Reminders, so you can use reminders to generate servicing reminders, insurance, inspections, all these things. You can set it up and it will come to you automatically, and it can also be recurring so that once one is executed, it automatically starts to track for the other one. Zones, you can go in here to view all your zones, whether it be customer zones, office zones, no entry zones. You set the type of zone that you have, and you can go into here to see all those zones as well as create additional ones. Under rules and groups, you can go into rules and see which options are there for you to turn on rules for your entire fleet, as well as pull an exceptions report based on what specific exceptions you are interested in. Groups, you can create specific types of groups within your company so that you can classify different users under these groups, different vehicles within these groups, so the information and the reporting that's being generated will be applicable. Administration is where you will go in to see the list of reports that are available to you. These reports can be standard or customized based on the information you want to see, and we can also use the administration tab to go in and add or remove users or give different users different tier level access. The marketplace would be the last tab in any given database. This is where you go in to see how many add-ons there are. If there's something in particular that you're looking for, you can look for it here. These solutions are already integrated with Geotab, so it's easier to use it within the same database. Some of them are free, some of them are not. And that brings us to the end of this Geotab run through.